Hey everybody, it's Jessica Collins here from Forest Bathing Central, and I just wanted to pop on today and show you guys a look inside our new nature devotional Bible study that is available on the site now. So I want to give you a little walkthrough, a little peek inside, a little bit of the history so that you know exactly what this is all about. All right, so let me just tell you a little bit about how this came about. I feel like it's been sort of boiling up for the last several years, sort of like coming through me. And so it started with a Bible study that we did at church actually. It was called Chazon. You actually have to do that little throat thing. um, and it's a study of your spiritual gifts and like what you can offer your church and be of service. And even though it wasn't an option, nature kept coming up for me. And like, a lot of the spiritual gifts, they talk about being of service, being a leader, hospitality, those type of gifts. And I just kept coming back to nature. Like somehow my love of God and my love of nature need to come together. And I didn't know how or why or what that would look like until until of course forest bathing, until we built this site and forest bathing became a huge part of my life. And so now it totally makes sense. I came across some Bible verses that just really struck me, and that I think a lot about Jesus himself. He went into the garden to pray before he was arrested. He went up on mountains to pray. He did a lot of prayer in nature, in solitary areas. And so I feel like there's a whole lot there that we could dig into, but basically, Jesus himself did a lot of spending time with God, his Father, in nature. So it just makes sense now. It all comes together in this Bible study, in this special book that we have now. So the book is called A Tree Planted, and the subtitle, I guess, is Interactive Nature Devotions. So this book is a Bible study, but it's not like one you're used to. So a lot of the Bible studies I've been to are sort of interactive with a group, and you can use this in a group setting, but most Bible studies have fill in the blanks or write out your answer or watch this video and discuss. Now this one's totally different. It's not like that at all. I do encourage journaling, but it's mostly about spending meaningful time in nature with God. That's like the premise of the entire book. And you're actually going to go out into nature for these studies. Spend time in prayer, spend time contemplating scripture, because when you so I know a lot of us don't so I know that a lot of us may struggle with spending quality time with God in any meaningful length of time. For example, a lot of days I'll do a devotion in the morning, go to church on Sunday, but in that in-between time, there's not a whole lot of meaningful, deep conversations with God. There's a few prayers spritzed here and there, but where is that deep, meaningful, those experiences that just move you? So a lot of times it's an event or it's a retreat or something that moves you, but we don't have these daily opportunities to be moved, and that's what this Bible study is all about. It's finding those moments throughout the week, throughout the month, where you can really dig in, get into nature, and experience God. And of course, you don't have to be in nature to experience God, but my goodness, some of the most amazing experiences that I've had with God were outdoors, by myself, which is something that Jesus did himself. So, this just fills me up, and I hope it fills you up too. Now, I'm going to flip the camera around and show you inside, but before we do that, I just wanted to let you know all the verses are English Standard Version, ESV, the ESV version of the Bible, and I do make some recommendations for printing the book on the product page. So I will link that. The product page will show you places where you can get it printed and spiral bound, because what you get here is a PDF, the PDF copy. And if you want a hard copy, I have some ideas below. All right, let me flip the camera and show you inside. All right, so here is a look at the outside of the book. I got mine printed and bound. So this is the cover page. Now let me just show you. Here's the table of contents. Now, these are all 13 of the studies that are inside. And so each study comes with a reflection verse and the reflection related to the reflection verse, which is just a few words about the verse, sort of either what it means or things to think about. Then you have your, which is an actual step-by-step guided meditation, like I said, and it walks you through. You would just find a spot out in nature and walk through the steps just as shown. Then there's guided internal work, which are just like questions to think about when you're going through the field work, just more deeply about the verse and what it means in your life. Then there's a prayer prompt and journal prompt for each exercise, and the prayer prompt just gives you a place to start. I know for me sometimes prayer is difficult to get started, and this just gives you that place to start. So use that for your prayer time. And then the journal prompt. Now I recommend, so the last page of each study has field notes. This can be used as your nature journal. Otherwise, dedicate a separate notebook to it or an actual journal or sketchbook, but you can use this page. Now I recommend journaling because journaling is such a great way to record what you've been thinking about, anything that came to you during the exercise, what it means to you, how you can apply it to your life, and just really digging deep, because thinking through it isn't quite as potent as writing it down and really thinking through on paper. There really is something psychological about writing things down on paper that makes you process them more deeply. So that's why there's a field notes page, and it goes through every single one just like that. And that's what it looks like inside. So that's it basically. That's your look inside, and I hope that if this is speaking to you, that you find exactly what you're looking for in this book. I know I personally have had some really amazing experiences using these meditations, and I really hope that this helps you grow in your faith and your relationship with Christ. And if you have any questions, if you have any comments, anything you'd like to discuss, there's a contact form on the product page. You can contact me through my contact page. You can comment below, you can comment in the Facebook group, and I am in all those places, and I'd love to hear from you. I've already heard from a few of you. I really appreciate your comments and the conversations that this has brought up, and I hope to see you next time, and I hope to see you over there. Bye.